Charlene Lee, morning to you. Hope all is well. It is. How to choose between two companies. One is a company that is very stable and the other is a startup. I got your $97 package and your book is super helpful. Charlene, well, first off, thank you for getting the book, and the $97 package she's referring to was a special that we have. I think when you grab the interview intervention book, which I don't have with me, but is available, and we ship it anywhere in the world, plus you get the ebook and the audiobook and a bunch of other goodies if you chip in $7. There is an opportunity to get I don't know, like almost $1,000 worth of interviewing stuff for $97. You get the interview intervention course and you get the job interview mastery workshop, which we just did at the beginning of this month. You can get all that for less than $100. Now, going back to your question about, well, how do I choose between two companies? If you want to upgrade to the Job Search Bootcamp, I have an in-depth process, which is in the first module, that walks you through developing your criteria and laying out not only your criteria, but weighing it. So weight the criteria based on what's most important to you, and then evaluating each of those areas based on how the different companies align to what it is that you want. Not all criteria is created equal, and not both of the companies probably won't satiate your criteria the same way. But they both should be measured against a standard benchmark, which is your criteria. Now, that's an option for you. And if you do go into the Job Search Bootcamp, I give you like an 86-row spreadsheet with all the stuff that you can use, and you can align it to you personally, but you can start with the construct and then chisel away at what you don't need. That's really an easier exercise. The other option, for those of you that are not in my Job Search Bootcamp, I do have a video out on YouTube called How to Choose the Right Job. And I walk you through a lighter version of the process I just described, where I show you how to identify your criteria. The most important thing for you all to know about decision making. So number one, Charlene, I can't tell you what to like. But as your coach, I can help you with the process I would go through. What a lot of people do, which is one of the absolute worst ways to decide anything in your life, is to compare one thing to another thing. This relative comparison technique, which a lot of you have probably already done today before you even showed up for the show, where have you ever thought, well, should I choose this or should I choose that? And then you start relaying them against each other. You list out your advantages and your disadvantages, and then your advantages and your disadvantages. And whether you're doing this on the fly, whether you're doing it on the back of a napkin, whether you're doing it in your car while you're driving somewhere, or whatever. A lot of times this is what we do. Advantages, disadvantages, advantages, disadvantages. Which one has a better list? And it's called moral algebra. It's a terrible way to decide things, because I could cook those books any way I want, especially if it's a highly emotional decision, which job changing tends to be. So what you do to neutralize that, to make a good decision, is you have a standard set of criteria, and then there's option one, option two, or option however many you have, and you compare all your options against your standard set of criteria, and you look at that and see which one of them scores better. Now, I'm not saying you got to make everything, a numerical evaluation, but it is a way to assess more objectively how each of the options aligns to what's important to you. Because a lot of times we get distracted, or we rearrange, or we rationalize when we start to see options in front of us. Before you do anything, before you buy anything, anything you do, you should know what you're looking for. That criteria is what enables you to know what you're looking for. Okay, and you want to measure everything against that same set of criteria. That is a much better way. To put it in terms of, I know we got a lot of project managers, we got a lot of software developers, we got a lot of people out there in the community that evaluate software products. What's the first thing you do when you need to go pick a software product out in the world to satisfy whatever business function you're trying to satisfy? Customer relationship management, Salesforce automation, account, it doesn't make any difference. Okay? you don't go out and call all the software vendors and say, come on down and show us what you got. Because then you start getting distracted by what's pretty, what isn't. What do? You put a requirements matrix together, right? Can I get a nod from all my PMs and software evaluators and folks that have to pick products as a part of their function in their businesses? So what do? You put a requirements matrix together. Then what do? You weight everything 1 to 10, 1 to 5, but some way to separate that this criteria it matters way more. I've used the example about my house, right? I would have loved a fireplace. We actually got one, but it was a 2, right? This office, I needed an office. That was a 10, right? So that mattered more. So when we're looking at houses, we're evaluating, well, does it have an office? My wife needs an office, right? How many bedrooms does it have? Right? We got visitors, like that kind of stuff. So it's the same kind of thing when you're making a choice about where to work or what role to take or what career to go down. There's a lot to this. And then to cap this all off is not only do you have to have your list, but what else do you have to have? The information to evaluate it, right? Just because you have a list doesn't mean you got the information you needed to assess whether there was this, whether their cultural characteristics were this way, what the compensation looked like, how it broke down, who you got to work with, what your boss was like, whether it was a meritocracy, whether they were growing, whether you were working in the most strategic part of the company. All of this stuff, you have to ask the questions to get the information to make an accurate assessment. So what makes a good decision? Knowing what you need to get, knowing what you want, having a good benchmark, and then having all the information so that you're making an educated decision and it's accurate information. Having the wrong information is really bad too. So I hope that helps. I wanted to go into that a little bit because I cannot believe how many people do not put that list together. I cannot believe how many people put the list together and then don't weight it. Then I can't believe how many people don't put the list together, don't weight it, and don't ask the questions to get the information. So make sure you're doing that stuff. And if you don't have my job search bootcamp, check out how to choose the right job. It's out on my YouTube channel. Charlene, lots of luck with that.